Mr. Gapson, you represent parents, and again this morning we had a parent calling us that she sent her child to a Brig Girls, and the overcrowding at the place was unbelievable. We've also heard from other people who have complained that children are even sleeping on the floor because the facility is just not adequate to accommodate all of them. What have you picked in terms of data from parents and their situation across the country, even as school reopens?
Thank you very much. I think that I associate largely with Peter Anti's position on most of these matters. It reflects the realities on the ground. And the truth of the matter is that reviewing the entire school placement system is long overdue. 20 years of practice of a particular system, and every year there have been a ding-dong battle of what I call the mob-rover struggle. When these things are happening, it is those that have lost in society. They don't have anybody to speak for them. Because if you are a prominent or a high-profile person, whether in government or out of government circles, and you are a social media influencer, or you are somebody that the society see you as part of the middle class, you won't see them going there to queue. They have their own way. They will, through the back door, get these things done for them. But you see, when you are a state machinery, or when we say the state, if you read Article 38, the Directive Principle of State Policy, Article 38, it talks about educational objective. Let me just read something. It says that the state shall provide educational facility at all levels and in all regions of Ghana, and shall, to the greatest extent feasible, make those facilities available to all citizens. So the facilities in Presec, are they available to citizens in Kajiji, Senate East? Do they have the same facilities? The answer is no. So we create a classical system where we ourselves have shot ourselves in the foot by grading the schools category A, category B, category C, category D, and category E schools. And telling everybody that if your child don't get access to the category A schools or the category B schools, then you don't belong to the society called Ghana. Technically, it's becoming like we are in South Africa, where the apartheid regime, we have the whites having where their kids should go to school, and the blacks should have where their kids to go to school. It's exactly what we are doing. And these are the realities on the ground. That we need to look ourselves in the face, in the mirror, and speak to the realities. Look, I'm an educationist, 22 years practicing in this space. I understand the nitty-gritties about what it means to provide quality education. Quality doesn't exist in a vacuum. There's what we call school climate. When we say school climate, it speaks about the prevailing circumstances that makes effective teaching and learning in the school very, very adequate and makes the school so exciting that the child, even if you tell him to stay home, he sees that the school is his first home than even the home that he finds himself in. What is the school climate in the category A schools? It's becoming clear like somebody who is being given this type of rice, perfume rice, and somebody who's giving 2 Jimmy. If you put 2 Jimmy here, you put perfume rice here, and you ask us to choose in this room, everybody will go for perfume rice. That's category A schools. And he said it very well. My brother here too alludes to that. The fact that, look, all of us here, we want the best. Because all of us sitting in this studio, no matter the cap we wear, we are all parents. As soon as school placement issues comes, the BP that parents have, especially when they do the placement, and where they're expecting their child, it's like a jackpot. Where they expect the child to get the opportunity, the child doesn't get the opportunity. Already, it puts a very huge scar on the mind of the child, the parent, and they think that, look, we are starting education at the secondary school level on a wrong footing.
So you say that is a problem we have created for ourselves as a society.
And
but
you see,
internationally,
there should be a deliberate state policy. And when I say the state policy, it's not about government. You see, the state machinery goes beyond government. The schools are called government-assisted secondary schools. They are not government funded. That's why sometimes when it just pisses me off. When I see government officials, sometimes they easily forget themselves. And they speak as if it's not we who have resourced them to work for us.
So let me go to the point I wanted to make, which is that you say that we have created category A, B, C, up to E schools, creating problems for ourselves. But internationally, you even have Ivy League schools.
And I'm saying
so that's not like a localized
there
problem.
should be a deliberate policy not to make that gap widened. That's the problem we are having as a country. When we see, look, the hands are not the same. We don't come from the same homes. Are you getting it? But when you put us in the same classroom, and you put us under the same conditions, you can get somebody from a poor home. If he gets the right environment, he can excel from a child from a richer home. Are you getting my point? So my issue is that when these things are done, and we don't have a deliberate state policy to make sure that, look, the schools that were created by Nkrumah, look, go and check the category A schools. Most of them are the Nkrumah founded schools. You can do a litmus test of it. It's there. You get it? Because from the start, they got the right facilities, and then the kind of people who went to those schools, they are most of the prominent people in society.
The
and they occupy,
you would call them.
I don't know what to say, but I just know that, look, they occupy the most biggest largesse of government machinery, and the private sector, they are there. Yesterday, our Honorable Minister of Education, let me just conclude. Yesterday, when our Honorable Minister of Education was at Presec, and I saw the Kwame Despite, right? The now Kwame Despite was there as, I'm told he's the chairman of the Old Students Association, was moving with him. I said, look, this school, I don't think that they need so much support as compared to schools in the hinterlands. There are schools that were founded by John Rawlings in the early 90s to 2000. Schools that founded by all those schools. We should look at them and zone them. And look, the regions of Ghana, especially the newly created regions, we should look at schools within those regions and see how many category A and B schools are there. If they are not there, what do we do as a deliberate state policy to make sure that those catchment area, we can create that sort of environment so that we can block these issues of this pressure and people pushing every length and breadth to make sure that, look, even they have to do anything to survive to make their children get access to the category.
I'll come back to you,
we can avoid those. I think that will help all of us.
I'll come back to you, Mr. Gapson.